Excellent. So here we are at the May meeting, bringing together both Pathways to Peace, UN representatives, International Day of Peace committee representatives, as well as Education Peace Team representatives. So I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer Kim, my wonderful co-chair, who will begin the meeting with a breathing technique to just bring everybody to the same center. And then I'm going to turn it over to the meeting and have everyone please introduce themselves. Jennifer, please, it's all, you have the floor.
Thank you, George. Thank you. We'll all just take a moment to become aware of our breathing and slow the breath down. And we'll take some breaths together as we breathe for peace for ourselves and for the world. We inhale world, exhale peace. Inhale world, exhale peace. Inhale world, exhale peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. All right, so here we are, May 2nd, 2017, as many of us are preparing for the International Day of Peace, as well as bringing together the Cultural Peace Initiative, which is working on many wonderful projects. So I'd like to introduce myself. I'm George Anthony. I am currently now replacing Michael Johnson at Pathways to Peace as the United Nations representative, working side by side with my wonderful mentor, Avon Matheson. So what the intent of today is to bring together, as I stated, the representatives from many wonderful organizations doing powerful peace initiatives throughout the world. So we're going to go around. I'm going to unmute everyone. So if everyone, I'll start with Jillian, and then I'm going to go around to and end at the very last. So when I point at you, just please introduce yourself and who you're, what organization you're from. Jillian, go ahead.
I'm Jillian. I'm here at Modern Day with the
Emerging Global Leaders.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, we need to be very powerful and confident when we do this, all right? Elizabeth?
I'm Elizabeth Sheridan, and I'm with the Emerging Global Leaders.
Go ahead, Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen North, and I'm with the Emerging Global Leaders at Modern Day.
Maddie?
I'm in Madison, and I'm here at Modern Day from the Emerging Global Leaders.
All right. Susan? Hi, Sue.
Oh, hi. I'm Sue DeSico. I'm with the Peace Cream Project.
Wonderful. Hi, Marissa.
Hi, I'm Marissa, and I'm a science teacher here at Modern Day Prep.
Aaliyah?
Hi, I'm Aaliyah White, and I'm here with the Emerging Global Leaders in Modern Day Prep.
Hi, Patricia.
I'm Patricia Sepowich, and I'm with the Ashland Culture of Peace Commission on the Education Commission.
Welcome, thank you. Dominic?
Hi, I'm Dominic Ambrosio. I'm with George in his Peace Dynamics group.
Thank you. The wonderful Jennifer Kim?
Hello, Jennifer Kim with the Peace School and Chicago Build the Peace Committee.
The wonderful Patricia Ann Talley.
Thank you, George. My name is Patricia Ann Talley. I assume all of you in the United States. I'm calling in from Ixtapas, Guatanejo, Mexico, where I serve as Peace Representative for Peace Pals International.
Welcome back, Patricia.
Thank you. Thank you.
The incomparable David Wick.
Hello. Hi there. David Wick with the Pathways to Peace and also with the Ashland Culture Peace Commission. Delighted to be with you.
Delighted to have you again, David. Hello.
Hello. Hello. I am Hezekiah Gabriel with Pathways to Peace. Delighted to be here.
Delighted to have you. We have an admin window. Do we have an audio? Hello, bye pal.
Is it me?
Yes.
I'm Burrell Poe. I'm here with Compassion It.
Thank you for joining us. The illustrious Carlos Palma.
Hello from Italy. I represent Live in Peace International and the Youth World Peace Forum.
Welcome again.
Thank you.
Always good to see you, Carlos.
Thank you.
732-804-4596.
Good afternoon. This is Betsabe Reina under Pathways to Peace. I'm very excited to be on this conference with you guys, or meeting.
Thank you for joining us, Betsabe. She is a young voice who will be joining us with in the Pathways to Peace Culture of Peace Initiative. 603-384. Who is
Yes, my name is.
Good.
My name is Rick Eames, and I'm with A Piece of Pizza for Peace.
Thank you for joining us, Rick. 603-384-0595. That's Rick, right? Monica's here. Monica, would you like to introduce yourself to the group?
Hello, I'm Monica Willard. I represent the United Religions Initiative at the UN, and I've been involved with the student observance at the UN since it started in 1997, so this is the 20th anniversary. And we started the International Day of Peace NGO Committee in 2002, and I am been a co-chair along with George and Deborah Moldau and Sean Sweeney from Roots and Shoots for the International Day of Peace NGO Committee at the UN.
Thank you for joining us, Monica.
Thank
415, that is our Avon Matheson.
Hello, this is Avon Madison. I am with Pathways to Peace and the Culture of Peace Initiative, and delighted to be with all of you today. Thank you.
We're delighted to have you, Avon. 25 participants in all. 773-507-3208. Hello.
Hi, that's me. Good afternoon, everyone. Lori Burns with Compassionate Chicago.
Lori, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
510-568-7417. Hello.
Yes, hello. This is Marilyn King, and I have a project at Pathways to Peace called Peace is the Only Gold.
Thank you for joining us, Marilyn. 760-464-0334. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, this is Bill McCarthy.
And what
Can you hear me?
organization? Yes, Abdul. Hear you well. What organization?
Yeah, I'm with the Unity Foundation, and we also produce the annual Peace Day global broadcast that streams live all over the world, and the Positive Spin television show.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us.
Sure, my pleasure.
Last but not least, 802-338-4627. Hello.
Hi, this is Lori Stavrin. I'm with Vermont Refugee Resettlement Program, and we are in partnership with Children of the Earth. And we have a program called Crossroads, which connects youth with people in the community here.
Thank you for joining us. So we have a powerful, eclectic group of peace builders here today. So I just want to give you a brief synopsis of what today is about. We are 3 organizations joining together with a focus on peace and sustainable peace initiatives in dealing with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. I'm now working in the place of Michael Johnson, and I also serve on a role with Monica Willard and Deborah Maldow, as Monica mentioned. And with Sean Sweeney regarding the International Day of Peace initiatives, as well as with Jennifer Kim, the Education Peace team. So I'm going to begin this meeting, turning the meeting over to Ava Matheson, who can share with us some of the projects and initiatives that are being led by Pathways to Peace. Ava, the floor is yours, as well as some of the PTP UN representatives.
George, first of all, thank you so much for arranging this call and for everyone who is, as we are gathered together as one's peace-building community. And I will be very brief, and then I will turn it over to David. And of course, Monica has a lot to add to this conversation about the International Day of Peace. For those of you who aren't quite, may not know that much about it, the International Day of Peace was established by a unanimous United Nations resolution in 1981. And it was historic because that was during the midst of the Cold War. And it's interesting after all these years that we need this focus on peace even more than ever. And we, with Pathways to Peace, worked very closely with the United Nations to bring this day into awareness and participation, because nobody knew anything about it, not even within the UN. So we began organizing observances and celebrations in the beginning of the 1980s. And the idea was to focus on Peace Day as an annual highlight day to reveal that there are peace builders in throughout the world, locally and globally, and to even bring forward the idea that this terminology called peace builders and peace building, which was not yet a term being used, and to also demonstrate that peace building is intergenerational, intercultural, interfaith, all of that, and that we are all one kind of common humanity, but also showing our extraordinary diversity in the ways that different projects and events occur on Peace Day. And to have this day be an annual highlight day, that would become a move for a culture of peace, changing from a culture of war to a culture of peace. And that was the beginning of what is now known as the Culture of Peace Initiative, which Monica's been very involved with, George and David Wick and Hezekiah Gabriel and others on the call. And what is so remarkable is that this is really a focal point that has been growing and has become now a self-organizing worldwide event. And Bill McCarthy was the first person that was part of our team with Pathways to Peace as a partner in having a 24-hour broadcast on Peace Day and working very closely with UN TV. So there are so many who have been part of making this now the worldwide self-organizing phenomenal annual highlight day, and to recommend that also there is a Peace Day, a Peace Week, and a Peace Month that has been going on basically since '86, so that all sectors could be included, from business and different sectors of society, schools, etc., so that all sectors were included on a local basis. This began in San Francisco, the founding city of the United States. The United Nations, sorry. And it is just remarkable to hear on this call itself all the ideas that are here from Chicago, and then Rick, what you were doing with Pizza for Peace, and so many initiatives that are just growing, and to demonstrate that Peace Day is every day. And that is part of what we all are expressing in the work that we do. And the Culture of Peace Initiative from the beginning has been intergenerational, intercultural, and has brought together great diversity and honored all the diversity of expressions of different peace builders around the world, and highlighted that on Peace Day, but also done that at different points. Over to David.
Thank you, Avon. Monica, are you on the line?
Okay.
Yep.
Great. Well, thank you, Avon. And I guess you can just share some highlights of the International Day of Peace. And I've been with Pathways to Peace since 1980, and the beginning of the International Day of Peace. When I recall talking with people, and in the early days, it was like, well, what's that? Why would we do that? Nobody knew about it. It was brand new. And in 1984, we had the first major event in the city, a large city, was in San Francisco, which really helped to launch the whole concept, although it was moving around the world. But that's it's grown over the years. September 21st now is hundreds of millions of people around the world who are engaged with the International Day of Peace, and we all play a role in that. I'm delighted to see you all, and look forward to our growing relationship over time, and particularly with the young people coming on board, which is fabulous. And that's what needs to be. We're planting seeds for the future, for future generations, all that we can do around peace building. So the International Day of Peace is one part of that. And it's a wonderful day, and we celebrate in so many ways, and it's a great organizing focal point. And also, as Avon has mentioned, as an ongoing basis, well, Pathways to Peace has been focused on everyone is a peace builder. Everyone is a pathway to peace. And in everywhere where we work, or in school, wherever that may be. And the other part is with the focus on a culture of peace, and a culture of peace initiative. Think about a culture of peace is really, it's ongoing every day, which is ideal that we have consciousness around our behaviors and how we're functioning, and how we help to co-create a culture of peace. And this is a big deal. We're not just creating peace, we're creating a culture of peace. And culture, think about it, is all things. So at the United Nations in 1999, there's a resolution about it's a program, it's the Declaration and Program of Action on the Culture of Peace. And one of the key first sentences, it says, the culture of peace is a set of values, attitudes, traditions, and modes of behavior and ways of life. So that's all things that we're involved in, all things that we do in our institutions and so on. So the bigger picture is how we move forward to co-create the culture of peace in our lives. Yeah, the International Day of Peace is a beautiful highlight, is a beautiful focal point to help us be conscious of, ongoing throughout the year. So I'm delighted to be here with you all, with dedication that we all have, and holding the best for all. So thank you very much. Back to you, George.
Thank you, David. And as you can see, the International Day of Peace, Pathways to Peace, Education Peace Team is a group of people who here are passionate in believing in moving the message forward. And we know that peace requires action. It's really, nonviolence is really a sense of non-action, is a sense of action regarding peace action. And especially with the young faces, David mentioned the young faces, the young leaders that are coming up today. Yes, we're trying to, what we have here is a foundation to build upon, and we're looking for you to take this message to the next level. Monica, briefly, can you just, also, you did mention some of the things that we're doing. I'd like to just have you share some of your work with the role, and then I'd like to turn it back over to Jennifer Kim.
Hello, everyone. I could put the video on. I'm in the car, and it gets a little shaky, but we're going to be stopping shortly, and I'll still be on. I just am thrilled to be a part of this call today. George and Jennifer, your work over the years has brought us to this point, and I thank you so much for your dedication and moving both the International Day of Peace and peace education to a new level. Thank you, thank you. I do not have it in front of me, and yet I know I can send it somehow if I can figure out the Zoom things on my phone. The graphics for the International Day of Peace this year. The United Nations uses their team of amazing artists to come up with a theme and shares a poster that we can use, and we can start using that now. And it's called Together for Peace is the theme this year, based on the programs that grew out of the migratory and the number of refugees, particularly, and how we can apply the golden rule towards the other this year. So it's Together for Peace, Respect, Safety, and Dignity for All is the theme. So it works really well with schools, churches, communities, any kind of group you have, for us to be working together on this shared date. And as Avon mentioned, the date kind of grew out of necessity to make it a week, a month, everything, because it used to be on the opening day of the General Assembly, which was the third Tuesday in September, until it started to change to the second Tuesday or the third Wednesday. And then the date for the International Day of Peace in the 90s really had gone all over the map. And so we had a second UN resolution that called for the date to be set permanently on September 21st, which was the very first date of the first celebration of the International Day of Peace in 1982. So the official UN calendar date is September 21st. Although, as we all know, when something falls on a Saturday, or it is works into our schedule to do it for a longer period of time, having extended days, and one of the programs that's been going around the world since the late 90s is the 11 Days of Global Unity, which runs from September 11th to September 21st. Other people are making weeks that go on to include UN dates that fall after the International Day of Peace. The September 26th is the day for total elimination of nuclear weapons, and October 2nd is the day for nonviolence at the International Day for Nonviolence at the UN. It happens to be Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. So there is a certain amount of flexibility, but when we are all focused, we know that when things are happening around the world, you can feel that excitement, and we need this together more than ever. Thank you, Avon, for mentioning that, because the walls, the name calling, the divisiveness that we're hearing in just normal conversation, we need to stress the together for this International Day of Peace. And I look forward to hearing about all the exciting projects that are happening, because there is no one way to observe or to celebrate. My organization is the United Religions Initiative. We are in 96 countries with numerous cooperation circles around the world. And it can run the gamut from an interfaith march to a teach-in to a festival of songs in South America. I mean, it just really runs the gamut of how people choose to express peace. And we have room for the entire circle of people to choose different ways and to find the way that we can then highlight that, to know that we are connected through this date and connected through the United Nations. Thanks again, George.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you for just basically enlightening us regarding the wonderful International Day of Peace and the role of the many organizations, especially with Pathways to Peace, beginning the International Day of Peace with the Culture of Peace Initiative as well. I'd like to then now turn this over to my dear friend, Jennifer Kim. Jennifer.
Thanks, George. Thank you. I first wanted to say just another quick hello for someone who's not with us today, and that is Dot Maver. Dot Maver is the advisor to the Education Peace team. She's the co-founder of the National Peace Academy, and she always sends her love and sends her support, and is really with us, even though she can't be with us personally here today. Just very briefly, I wanted to mention that here in Chicago, we've been celebrating an official Peace Day since 1978. And we now, since last year, like Monica was saying, we're trying to promote 21 days of peace here in Chicago with a peace challenge every day, putting together a calendar of events happening around the city. And so every year since 78, we've been trying hard to get more involvement from groups within our own city and such. And so in a few minutes here, you'll be hearing from one of these fantastic groups we discovered last year. But to begin, we want to hear from some of our partners here on the Education Peace team who've worked with us for quite a few years. First, from Sue DeSico from the Peace Crane Project. Sue, love to hear about what you're up to.
Hey, everybody. Thanks very much, and thanks for putting the call together. It's always great to be with all of you. I feel like we all kind of work in our isolated bubbles a lot, and so this is really encouraging to see everybody and hear what everybody's up to. So this year with the Peace Crane Project, I've got a really big team of volunteers, luckily, which I've never had before. And they're young and have a lot more energy than I do. So their goal this year is to engage every country on earth. I realize a couple of those are going to be a real challenge, but they're working hard on that. And also we've introduced something called ambassadors. And the ambassadors are really students who've now graduated, aren't in school programs anymore, but still love the Peace Crane Project and want to engage with us. Most of them, interestingly, are in the Middle East and places that are really suffering more than you and I might be. So they're out in their communities looking to engage people in the Peace Crane Project and, more importantly, Peace Day, which they may or may not be familiar with. So we've just started that, and if any of you know anybody or if you'd like to participate in being an ambassador, it just means that you're out there encouraging groups to join the Peace Crane Project. For those of you that don't know, the Peace Crane Project invites students all around the world to fold an origami crane, write a message of peace on its wings, and then through us they trade it with another student or group or family somewhere in the world. So new this year, we've really got a lot of ambassadors and a lot more interest in just about every corner of the world. We're also collecting cranes this year, which is new for us. Usually we just connect people with one another, but we're collecting 1,000 cranes, and then we're going to display them in libraries, museums, community spaces all over the world. So that's new for us this year. We're off to kind of a slow start. I think everybody's going to be folding in September, so I expect to be deluged around then. But we've got quite a few in and lots of excitement about that. The other thing I wanted to mention, and I've mentioned it to a few of you, and I've had no takers, so I'm just going to throw it out there. I own togetherforpeace.org, and I'm hoping somebody has some great idea, some website they want to put up, some way that they can engage the world and use that website. So if you or anybody you know would like to use that website, I do own the domain, and I can also provide a WordPress site if you want that to build something with, because I buy a block of them and I have extra days. So I've got that. Also, I wrote a book last year about the Peace Crane Project in order to fund the Peace Crane Project. So that's coming out in September, and I'm going to do a book tour. I think I'm driving coast to coast, doing folding events all across the country. So if you can host a folding event and celebrate the Peace Crane Project and Peace Day, it's probably starting late August and will go for about a month at that. So that's what we're up to here.
That is fantastic, Sue. Thank you so much. Quick note here. What you can do is, this is going to be recorded, so if you have specific links or information you want to share with everybody, you can type it in the chat. You'll see if you scroll down with your, just roll over the bottom there, you'll get a chat button. You can type it in there. You can also answer back to just reply to that email blast that went out, and I'll try to get these all listed in the follow-up email so that people know where to find each other. So if you want to share something, bounce it back to me or get it here on the chat. Next, we are delighted to hear from Patricia Antali, who's joining us from Mexico. Patricia, it's all yours.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say hi to everybody and thank you for your help and support over this past year. My husband was sick this past year, so I've been absent, but I'm back. Wanting to tell you about the programs that we're doing down here in Mexico. It's very important, especially right now, to express to the world that we are not a country of bad hombres and rapists and terrorists. I live in a tourism community, so that means international tourism translates directly into jobs, into food, into provisions for families. I'm dealing in an area where some of our schools do not even have bathrooms yet. So this is extremely important for us. In connection with my own personal academic studies, which is in the area of tourism, we connected the Peace program with our tourism community. The thesis is that peace is an inherent condition for tourism management. So that included all of our university students, and we're able to give them credit toward their internships for any type of community involvement in a peace project. We are adopting 2 peace projects this year from Peace Pals International, where I serve as a representative here in Mexico. Peace Pals International because it translates to Amigos de la Paz, and it's a very easy, friendly communication in Spanish. So the International Art Contest from Peace Pals International, and also the GOI, G-O-I, International Essay Contest. Both of the themes this year, the theme is nature. We've got turtles and tropical birds and dolphins, and we got everything, okay? So we're letting the kids loose in terms of their imaginations. Can we draw on a rock? If it's so long as it's the dimensions that fit the requirements, I don't care where they draw, caves, whatever. And so we're going to get them involved and active in this, focusing on our youth rather than trying to say that we're a big community with a big peace march. We've got to pass on that this year and focus more within the schools and within the local organizations. So our scouts, our organic market, the universities, and most importantly, we have a commitment from the Hotel Association of Ixtapas and Guatemala that they will include these peace programs within the activities of their resorts. So I'll have resorts like 800-room resorts that will be focusing on these peace programs throughout the summer. The goal is to eventually let our college students and young entrepreneurs develop peace products that will be sold through the resorts for profit coming back to our local nonprofit organizations. So, Viva Mexico! We continue with these activities in Espanol, in Spanish, and we look forward to you visiting us throughout the year. Welcome.
Thank you, Patricia. It's so wonderful to see you. So wonderful to hear about your work. Thank you so much. We look forward to sticking with you and working together. Thank you. Thank you. Next, we're going to be hearing from Burrell Poe. Burrell is the young man I mentioned earlier from one organization that we found last year and worked very hard with us on Peace Day 2016. The group he comes from is called Compassion It, and he's got plenty to tell us about. So Burrell, it's all yours.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer, and I'm honored to be with everyone on this call today. And this is really exciting to see so many people dedicated to International Peace Day and activities across the world. So that's fantastic. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Okay. So I work with an organization called Compassionate. Specifically, I'm the director of the Compassionate Chicago Initiative. And we worked with Peace School last year and collaborated around a week of compassion in Chicago. That's the week of International Peace Day. And we handed out compassionate wristband to hundreds of students at the International Peace Day. And so Compassionate has these wristbands. For those who have cameras, you can see this. For those who can't, it's a wristband that says Compassionate on it, and it reminds people, especially young people, students, to do something compassionate every day. So when you do something, then you flip it over to the other side, and it says the same thing. It's just that it's in a different color. We also have self-compassion wristbands too. And what these are for is it's a tool to remind people to make compassion an important part of their lives. At Compassionate, we believe that compassion is the antidote to violence and issues surrounding peace. Compassionate people don't hurt other people. So the more that we can activate compassion within people, then the better off our world can be. So we do that through educating adults, organizations, young people, whomever will have us in their group's presence to talk about compassion, specifically in an innovative way, in very engaging workshops that are exciting for folks to attend. And we'll be doing that again this year in neighborhoods that are plagued by violence here in Chicago. So there's International Peace Day with the Peace School. We'll be out there handing out wristbands and doing whatever we can do to help Jennifer and the Peace School here in Chicago to help make that happen. But we'll also be in 4 different communities across Chicago that are plagued by gun violence here specifically, and we'll be talking about compassion. So that's our plans for this year's International Peace Day, and we're excited to work with you in the Peace School, Jennifer, and we're glad to help. And I know Lori is on the call too. Did you have anything to add, Lori? Lori?
I think we're having issues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we're having issues with Lori's audio.
Okay. But so that's what we'll be up to. Please check out www.compassionate.com. It's a .com, but we're a 501c3, a not-for-profit. Check out the work that we're doing, and if you'd like to learn more, just reach out by email. I'd be glad to speak with you.
Thank you, Burrell. I'm really happy you could join us this time. And Burrell was the MC of our big downtown event last year. He did a great job. So thank you. Thank you so much. Next, we're going to hear from another kind of innovative project that we're interested to find out what this all is. Sounds delicious. Piece of Pizza for Peace. Rick Yeames. All yours, Rick.
Oh, I think you unmuted Lori instead of Rick.
You unmuted Marilyn.
New Hampshire. Okay. Just want to say hi to, going to start again because I'm not sure if you folks heard me. I just want to say hi and thank you to George and Jennifer for inviting me, as well as Monica. And my name is Rick, and I'm an owner of a local pizza shop here in Concord, New Hampshire, right next to Vermont. That person from Vermont, identified with them. And myself and 3 other pizza operators here in Concord, New Hampshire, got together and declared one day of Pizza Peace last year on the International Day of Peace. And we raised $3,000 in one day for peace by taking the increase we all had in sales by promoting peace and donating that to local peace groups such as Greater Concord Interfaith Council, Kids for Peace, Building a Culture of Peace Forum, Peace Action, and we also made a donation to Peace One Day to support peace nationally and peace internationally. And this year we want to expand it far and wide by working with some national organizations. We hope to work with Peace Jam. We're working right now with URI, Pachi Benny, and We the World. So I'm just looking to network with as many people as possible. It's basically a network. So if you have a pizza shop in your area, you have a peace organization in your area, you have a network, and you have people that like pizza, you're good to go. So we have a domain. We have a couple of videos that people can check out. And I want to keep it brief, but anyone who's interested can hear about us through URI, through Monica. And I think that's it. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Rick, for a wonderful presentation, and also something with kids and pizza and peace. I think you're onto something really powerful here. It's a great place to create, bringing people together for peace at the same time, bringing people together for the purpose of learning about one another, and what better way for pizza. So what I'd like to do now is introduce some of my students who have been working with the Education Peace team with Pathways to Peace. Pathways to Peace is doing some wonderful work supporting organizations, and one organization they are supporting is the Emerging Global Leadership Program at Monterey Prep High School. And one of the projects we're working on is the Education Peace team. So I'm just going to turn this over very briefly to some of the young leaders. And after the Education Peace team, we're going to turning over to the other callers so they can briefly share with us some of their projects. So I'm going to turn this to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, can you tell us a little bit about the Education Toolkit?
Sure. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Sheridan, and I am with the Emerging Global Leaders. So basically what we're doing here is we're creating an educational toolkit, which will be accessible for people around the world who are currently having to put a stop on their education due to refugee crises and being torn away from their homes due to wars, both civil and attacks from outside. What we're working on doing is making a platform where students from around the world can put in their own lesson plans to help teach their peers. There's going to be different translators that are able to go against the language barriers, along with a platform where students are able to post their own questions, and we and other people who we partner with will be able to post their responses. Basically, we're making it so that everybody can come together for the purpose of education, so that no child is left behind. We want everybody to be able to work together to make the world a better place, because once we know what's happening in our world, we can help fix it in the future. I'm going to turn it over to Madison Dusai, who will talk to you more about the tech portion of our work, along with our website and some future ideas we have.
Does I'm unmuted? Okay. Hi, I'm Madison. I'm with the Emerging Global Leaders at Modern Day Prep, and I'm the director for all of our visuals for our education toolkit and for our website, Prep for Peace. Together, we're going to create a series of videos or short films, if you will, to help tell stories of peace. And with each short film, there will be subtitles so no language barriers exist. And as of right now, we have a script written and a short film in progress. We are also creating a commercial to help promote our website and to give others an idea of what we're about and why we're doing what we're doing. We want this to help others realize that this website has access to all of our education that we post online and that there's a way for everyone to learn. And with that said, I pass it on to Aaliyah.
White. Sorry. Okay. Hi, I'm Aaliyah White. I am also with the Emerging Global Leaders at Modern Day Prep. And along with Dominic Ambrosio, we are working towards our goal of providing a quality education as well as a sense of hope for refugees around the world. We want to empower people to take charge of their lives and help them see that there is something better.
Go ahead, say first the end.
We want to empower them to take control of their lives and help them see that there is something better out them for them.
Thank you. You want to turn over to Sharon? Karen? Karen, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Karen. I'm also with the Emerging Global Leaders.
Speak closer. There's a reverb with your audio.
And our last thing that we want to discuss today is our pizza box idea. Basically sending a pizza box filled with lesson plans.
Okay, it's not coming through. It's not coming through. Hold on a sec. Speak slow, all right, and try it again. Go.
Our idea is a pizza box with extra learning tools. We could have English learning tools, lesson plans, PowerPoint.
And we were hoping
Wait a second. Our internet connection is going a little bit screwy here. So Karen, and go ahead, very quickly, go.
Our idea is a pizza box with extra learning tools.
Okay, it's not working. Okay, hi. Part of that internet connection is becoming a little bit unstable for some reason. What Karen was trying to say is that we not only is it going to be a digital platform that is being developed by Dominic Ambrosio as we move towards these goals, but we're going to have a physical platform where we will have a pizza box, in essence, filled with supplies from sponsor organizations that we can get these physical supplies to the students from around the world. So they have something, tools to assist them in their educational endeavors while they're in transition. Unfortunately, Karen was trying to share that, but her connection was stopping us from hearing that message. But this is what we're working on here, and we're extremely appreciative to Dominic Ambrosio, who is has extensive experience in digital learning boards and digital development. And he spent quite a few hours with us here last week developing some of the platforms that we can use. So Dominic, we're extremely appreciative of it. Do you want to include a little bit something, Dominic, very briefly, before we turn it over to the other speakers on the line?
Here, it's such a great initiative. I think the students said it best. I just look forward to actually developing the content and the platform and the interactivity to create kind of a wonderful environment for these students to engage and for teachers to participate. So thanks, George.
Thank you, Dominic. And again, thank you for your passion and your participation to the young leaders of today. What I'm going to do now is turn it over to some of the our speakers on the phone, if they'd like to just briefly introduce themselves and what they're working on. So I believe, Sabi, is that you? 732-804?
Yes, it is. Hello, I'm Betsabe Reina, and I have been speaking to George Anthony a lot about the future things that I will be involving in, but I will tell you a little bit about my past. I love the idea of bringing culture of peace because I come from a past where I was the first born in the U.S. And because of that, I saw a lot of the, I guess you can say, privileges that I had as an American citizen. My family had a past of, they were immigrants and had to leave the country through some conflicts in the country of Peru. So that brought me to the U.S., obviously, in which I was able to kind of take a traveling way of trying to help people. So I traveled to a few countries, did a few outreaches to the Bahamas, to the Dominican Republic, Mexico, etc., and also to Greece, in which we helped a lot of refugees in basics like assisting in food and clothing distribution and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to working with all of you. I think this culture of peace is amazing as I learn more about it, and I can't wait to contribute to that through my experiences and also learning more along with you guys.
Thank you, Betsabi. I would like to now bring Carlos Palmer into the conversation. Carlos and Jules Lamore are doing some wonderful projects around the world, bringing young voices together, introducing their projects. Carlos?
Yeah, but I have to say that as I'm working with a great project with Jules, the same with Sue. We are working since 3 years with very good results, and also with Nina. So actually, Living Peace International is working with 46 different organizations. And this year was a great year because now in our net we have 250,000 students working in the culture of peace, for a culture of peace. And we are preparing now for the 21st of September, a big event. We are going to the refugee camps in Jordan with the youth to live with the refugees in the containers. We will live for 2 weeks in the containers, working with the refugees and for the refugees. So we invite all the youth around the world to participate because it will be a great experience just to feel for 2 weeks the life of the refugees and what we can do concretely for the refugees. In the same time, the 22nd, we start in Jordan, the World Peace Forum, with 3,000 participants from all around the world, and with the participation of the King and the Queen of Jordan, and the royal family of Japan. So we are working very hard. But for us, the most important is the daily life, to face everyone as a possible person to work for peace, and to see in each one a door who is open in front of us, and we can do something new, something more for peace. So I would like really to thank very much Sue, because with Sue we are working deeply in this year with our project and with very good results, very good. We start exchanging the peace cranes, and then the students start to do Skype connection and creating other activities for peace. This just was the push, I mean, the inputs to continue working for peace. And the same with Jules. With Jules, we are working in an amazing work with the Peace Pal International. And I asked Jules this year, what are the countries that Peace Pal is not present till now? So I took the commitment to make the Peace Pal start in those countries that still Peace Pal International is not known. So here we are.
Thank you. Thank you, Carlos, for your continued passion. It's contagious, believe me, my friend, and blessings to you. I'd like to turn this to David Wick, who's been doing so much good work with the International Cities of Peace. David, we'd like to give you a brief platform before we turn it over to our phone speakers?
Oh, thank you very much. Well, just to note that the work that we do makes a difference, and it just takes time and to keep going, and but it does impact people in ways we don't even realize, don't even know. One of the things that you can also do for if you have events looking at the International Day of Peace is there's the with the International Day of Peace.org is a website for the International Day of Peace, and there's a map, and you can go to that map and input your event. You know, input your event, and it will be showing up on that map. So that's a map that has just been refreshed and available for everybody to have your event show up around the world. But it's every day, and it's also, you know, my experience is that it also begins with us individually and on a continual basis every day. We're making choices, and it's a continual learning process about what does peace mean in my life, what does that look like, and I make choices about how I function and behave, and then those that I'm working with. Well, I just say, great for all of us to continue, and I really appreciate coming together in this way and using this forum so we can support each other, share ideas, and particularly, you know, this is wonderful, wonderful work with the toolkit, with the education toolkit. So it really reaches many who would not be touched in this way. So thank you for all the work and dedication.
Thank you. Am I still muted? Thank you, David Wick, as always, for your leadership and your vision. We'll move this over now to some of the callers that we'll start with 773-507-3208. Hello. 773-507. Hi, are you there? Try it again.
Hi, I think you're calling Lori.
Hi, Lori. Can you briefly tell us
Hi.
your organization,
Yeah.
what you do?
I volunteer with Compassionate, and so Burrell already gave the introduction to what we're
Great.
doing here in Chicago. And the one thing that that I will add to that is working with Jennifer and the Peace School. We're planning to install peace poles in those locations in the city that are affected by gun violence in particular. So thanks.
Wonderful, thank you. 510-568-7417. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Marilyn King here, and with a project housed by Pathways to Peace called Peace is the Only Gold. And basically, the game plan has been to utilize Olympic athletes and understanding that how they think is a big part of why they were successful. So our work is about teaching adolescents how to think like Olympians about something they already care about, and then bumping them up to working collectively for something in their community. And then ultimately the game plan is then to facilitate them being connected with young people around the world who care about something specific that they care about. So teaching them how to think like Olympians about their own lives, their community, and the world. So thank you.
Thank you. Hi, 760-464-0334. Hello. Thank you for
Hi, it's Bill McCarthy with the Unity Foundation. And Unity Foundation has been promoting peace, cooperation, and unity around the planet for 42 years.
Wonderful.
And most specifically, we used to just do a lot of big outdoor special events. But more recently, over the last 8 years, we've produced the annual Peace Day global broadcast that promotes the work of the UN, its humanitarian agencies, and organizations around the world focused on peace, the environment, human rights, and social and economic justice. And we welcome submissions of videos from organizations. They should only be about 3 minutes in length, that could be considered for the broadcast, which takes place on the 20th and 21st of September each year, and then rolls into rotation for weeks after that. And it's streamed live from the UN, as well as the website www.peacechannel.com. And the other thing we have, which may be of interest, is we do a monthly television show focused on positive, innovative, and solution-oriented news called Positive Spin. It is now, I'm happy to say, entering its 20th year, and it's broadcast live over the internet Free Speech TV, freespeech.org, which is a Free Speech TV website, and also it's carried on the two big satellite channels, which is having a senior moment here. Wow. Anyway, the two big, which is carried all over the planet. So that's what we're doing, and every year we expand upon that. Over the last couple of years, we've been working with peacechannel.com, which has been a wonderful partner, and we have some very sophisticated people that put together very, very important program elements, music, but also content from these kind of organizations that I've mentioned. And so that's what we do. And every year we do it a little bit better, and we get more organizations involved. And, you know, it's great to be here. It's wonderful to hear all the important work that's being done by all these organizations, and we look forward to partnering with you.
Thank you. And I put up the websites, so if it's on the chat scene, so please utilize that section. Thank you again. 802-338-4627. Hello.
Hi, this is Lori.
Hi, Lori. And your organization?
Hi. Yes. So, Vermont Refugee Resettlement Program.
Mm-hmm.
We have a special project called Crossroads. This is focused on youth connecting with mentors, and the mentors connecting with the youth. And
is there a website for that?
there's a website for Vermont Refugee Resettlement Program. There is not yet anything on the web about Crossroads.
What is the website?
But we're working on it.
All right. What's the website so I can put it up for the group?
Refugees.org/Vermont.
Great. And tell us a little bit more about your organization.
So we work with refugees and asylees. We're the only program that resettles refugees in Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
And our goal is to make refugees feel welcome and be able to make a meaningful life here. So what happens with youth is their life has been interrupted, and there's lost opportunity, a lot of frustration, yet their families' hopes and dreams are based on what the youth are able to do when they come to the youth. So the basis of our program, the Crossroads program, is nonviolent communication. With the youth center themselves, and then reach out to the world in a peaceful way. Once they're able to have that peace within themselves, or as they're working on it, of course you're pushed and pulled between the different cultures. It's difficult. And our program really honors everybody's language, their culture, so they don't have to give it up. They can see the strength and the purpose in it, and bring that to the community.
All right, thank you very much. I put their website up, so let's try to make connections. It sounds like you're doing wonderful work, and I look forward to future conversations. Paula, very briefly, we're running over time, but you're with us. This is Paula from the Edu Academy, a wonderful organization in New York City. Quickly, Paula, can you share with us?
Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone. Just briefly, we're starting to do the 100-day countdown to the International Day of Peace, promoting it in schools before the students leave school. which is the weekend of the 18th of June. That's basically what we're doing, and continuing motivating people to understand the meaning of peace. And I'm also interested to know more about what Sudhi Koshi spoke about, Together for Peace. I'm more than happy to help her help out to do that with her website, and try to see if we can link everyone together into that website.
Thank you, Paula. I'm going to bring this to Avon, and then from Avon we're going to bring it back to Jennifer Kim to end this wonderful, powerful meeting of peace builders and peacemakers and peace believers. Avon, we're going to bring this to the end. We would love to have you have the closing statements before we bring it to Jennifer.
First of all, just gratitude to every single person being such an inspiring peace builder, and all that you are doing to build a culture of peace along your own pathway. And it is that's one of the things that we're working with George and the Emerging Peace Leaders and this platform, and the Culture of Peace Initiative is to bring, and has been to foster greater cooperation amongst existing programs, organizations, et cetera, networks since the mid-'80s. But now is the time, as the UN focus point theme is Together for Peace. And the fact that this is now part of the global mindset, and because of technology and just the combined force of all of you, all of us peace builders, the time has come where we can really make an extraordinary difference, and hopefully the beginning of a change of the course of history. And I just want to thank you again, George, for calling us all together, and for all of the emerging global leaders that are working on this particular program, and for every single person on this call who's been such an inspiration. I send a bow.
Thank you, Avon. So, Jennifer, it was an amazing meeting, and I'm bringing it to you to bring to a close. So it's all yours.
Thank you, George. Let's go back to our breath as we breathe together across the entire planet. Our true, deepest wish, prayer, hope for that lasting peace. Inhale, world. Exhale, peace. Inhale, world. Exhale, peace. Inhale, world. Exhale, peace. And I think we'll just do this without unmuting ourselves. We'll do it in our own spaces. We'll all say together, may peace prevail on earth. Let's say it together. May peace prevail on earth. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace. See you next time.
Thank you.
May peace follow you always.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.